Hey, good morning, everyone, and welcome to tip number 1 of our 30-day energy boost series. I am so excited about this series. Between you and me, I'm mostly excited about it because I get to do it too, and I will have a little accountability. I want to improve my energy and take it to yet another level, and I'm excited to do it together. So wanted to make sure, first of all, that you grabbed your workbook. So hopefully you've grabbed your workbook. It'll help keep track of what we're working on as we go through it. All right, so today we are going to talk about sleep. We are launching Sleep Week. Now, more would be great, right? More sleep. I don't know many people who say I get enough sleep. Some people, yes. But I remember when I was in graduate school, I heard the statistic that 96% or something of the American population was sleep deprived, and that included everybody. Youngins and older people, everyone, which really means everyone in the middle, since the little kids can have naps and etc. And so can seniors. Seniors can sleep in because they, in general, don't tend to work, which means everybody in the middle is sleep deprived. Kind of sad. But I wanted to share a couple of things that aren't part of the 4 tips first. Hey, good morning. Just to get you thinking about it. One of the things you might want to consider doing is on vacation. You might have already done this. On vacation, get as much sleep as you can and get yourself fully well rested so that you can see how many hours of sleep you actually need in order to feel good. So studies say anywhere between 6 and 9 hours, but I gotta tell you, I'm actually between 9 and 10, but I also think that's because there's a lot of stress in my life, so I think that might be affecting it too. But just if you can do that for yourself, it's incredibly, incredibly powerful. Now, the other thing I wanted to mention that isn't part of your tips is to find the right hours for you. Now, while everyone has their different rhythm, pay attention to how you feel when you sleep certain hours. In Ayurveda, which is Indian medicine, yoga is part of Ayurvedic medicine. Anyway, it said that the hours before midnight count for double. So if you go to sleep at 10, the 10 to 12 is actually 4 hours of sleep. The value is 4 hours of sleep. Now, I have to say for me, that really does make a difference. My druthers, if you will, when my kids aren't at home and I don't have other things pulling on my time, is to be asleep by 9:30 and then up by 6 or 6:30 to do my morning practice. I think that would be my perfect hours, but pay attention. I know a lot of people think they're night owls, and they might be. But I also think that a lot of us are so messed up with lights and technology and stimulation that we really don't know what our set hours are. I think that probably the best thing we could ever do is to go camping for about 2 weeks. So when we're out, outside, out of our artificial lighting and able to really tap in to the hours that are our perfect hours that make us feel good. So let's talk about the 4 tips. So these are the 4 tips that we're going to be talking about this week for sleep. The very first one is a bedtime ritual. Okay, so a bedtime ritual has a twofold benefit. This is a series of activities that you do, or a single activity, every single night before you go to bed. Now, keep in mind, whenever I say every single, I'm talking about 5 out of 7 nights a week. Okay, whenever I say do something every single day, in general, I was going to say, besides things like eat and go to the bathroom, you're going to do that every single day. Strive to do it 7 days a week, but expect to do it 5. And that way, when you have things that happen, life happens, you don't get really judgmental and frustrated with yourself. You're just like, you know what, that was one of my days. But I always, if I'm keeping track, I always look in the calendar to make sure out of the last 7 days, I've done it at least 5 times. But to create some sort of bedtime ritual. Now, it has twofold benefits. First of all, we are habitual beings. Have you ever heard of Pavlov's dog? Right? It's very psychological. Pavlov's dog, by the way, was a dog that they trained every time a bell rang, they fed him. And after a while, when the bell would ring, he would start to salivate whether or not there was food in front of him. and it was just the habit. And as you begin to do more and more of this bedtime ritual and do it more often, your body begins to go, oh, it's time to relax and go to sleep as you are doing it. Well, the second benefit is it helps you relax both in your mind and your body in order to sleep better and to get a great night's sleep. So what are some ideas for bedtime rituals? Well, I have to tell you, this is one of the things I'd love for you guys to comment below and give ideas as you watch this video, is what are some of the things that you've thought about or that you've incorporated into your life? A great calming cup of tea, journaling, reading a book, doing some yoga, taking a bath, chatting with your family members. This is one of my best times for my husband and I to connect, is we love to connect that right before bedtime we have great conversations. So what are some quiet activities you can do that can be part of your bedtime ritual? Of course, get the diffuser going with some really calming oils. And I'll talk about what some of those are in a moment. But here's the key to your bedtime ritual, is you actually want to write it down and do the same thing in the same order as much as you can in order for it to become more habitual for your body. So find those calming activities that will help you be better ready for bed. Now, think about what time you would like that to begin, and how much time you need or you're willing to commit. Let me rephrase and say willing to commit right now to doing. So maybe you're thinking, gosh, 5 minutes. By the way, 5 minutes makes a difference. So don't think I'm talking about an hour or 2 hours. We're talking 5 minutes. If that's all you have, that's fine. Just make it a really good 5 minutes, a really great 5 minutes. So for me, I like to have lights out right now by 10:30. And I'd like to be in bed by 10, reading or watching something with my husband or doing something. And so I like to start my bedtime, my ritual at 9:30, because I'm willing to put 30 minutes into it right now. When I started, it was 15 minutes. I'm still working on this. This is my work in progress. Nighttime is a tricky one. This is what I'm going to commit to, by the way. So I'm saying this publicly in front of everyone. You guys can keep me accountable. I want to create my nighttime ritual. I want to make it richer and do it more often. I don't do it yet, the 5 nights a week yet. So you want to figure out what time, kind of work backwards. What time do you want the light out? How much time are you willing to put into this? So what time do you need to start? Okay? And then figure out what activities you're going to do. Okay. If this is the tip you're going to commit to, I'm going to ask you to commit to 1 out of the 4. So that was just number 1, is creating a bedtime ritual. Number 2 is doing some kind of yoga. Now, you can incorporate this as part of your bedtime ritual. And in fact, I will be sharing with you a bedtime yoga series when we get to that tip that you can absolutely do. But this is also at any time during the day. This is going to help improve your sleep. So if you do yoga at any point during the day, it's going to help with your sleep. It's calming for the body. It's calming for the mind. What it does is it actually, excuse me, it actually strengthens your nervous system. So with stress, our nervous system gets really kind of frayed. And that's one of the reasons that makes it hard to sleep. And yoga helps stretch the nerves and it makes them stronger so that they can withstand more stress. It's pretty amazing. But it also makes a great bedtime ritual too. So that's tip number 2. Tip number 3 is technology. Let's talk technology. Now, our phones, our iPads, our computers cause problems 2 different ways. First of all, they're stimulating. Okay, the light stimulates the brain in an artificial way that's actually not healthy for the brain, 1, and 2, definitely affects our sleep. What it does is what it does is, well, it's a few things, but it's also artificial stimulation. So this is why camping is a good thing. You get out and you're not around all of this stuff that stimulates you and you get into the natural rhythm of life. It shuts off that natural rhythm of it's getting dark out, my body needs to start quieting down. It actually stimulates the brain and makes it think it's still daylight. So it throws off what's called your ultradian rhythm. So you probably are familiar with their circadian rhythm. Well, we also have an ultradian rhythm, which is more throughout the day. At night, we're supposed to be coming down and relaxing, and the stimulation of technology keeps us from that. So it keeps us in a higher state. Well, the second-fold reason technology can be challenging is depending on what you're working on. If what you're working on is work-related or something you're stressed around, it then adds to the sleep challenge, right? So we want to turn off the screens in order to reduce that extra stimulation and also to help you begin relaxing if whatever it is you're doing is stressful. So 60 minutes is really a minimum. 60 minutes before bed, coming off the screens, closing down everything. Even better is 90 to 120 minutes. I confess that one's really hard for me. I can do 60 pretty well. And I will tell you, for me, I actually have to shut my computer down and put my phone into, we have a drawer where we keep our electronics and where we charge things up. I have to put it in the drawer and shut the drawer and not have it next to my bed, because otherwise I pop it open and I start going through Facebook and all sorts of things. So this one is a tricky one for me. It's going to become part of that bedtime ritual I've committed to. So getting off technology can be part of your bedtime ritual for sure. All right, tip number 4, let's talk Young Living products. I have 7 to share with you. I'm going to go through them pretty quickly, and we can talk about them in more detail throughout the week. So the first one is Ningxia Red. Y'all, here's the thing. You're going to hear about Ningxia Red at every level because with every tip. When I'm drinking Ningxia Red, not right before bed, in the morning, my body functions more optimally. I sleep better, so much better with Ningxia Red. And post below, I'd love to hear if you also feel the same way. So when I'm drinking it regularly, which now is always, I sleep so much better. It's an antioxidant. Okay, so antioxidants help your body deal with free radicals, which are really hard on the body. And so when you are working on getting more antioxidants, your body's going to work more optimally. You're definitely going to sleep better. Okay, next are 2 supplements I love. I definitely recommend getting each of these supplements and having them on the shelf. You'll use them for different reasons, and when you want them, you're going to want them. Sleep Essence is number 1. Ugh, can't even read it because, sorry, my light is very, very bright, but just trust me, it says Sleep Essence. Okay, the other one is ImmuPro. Okay, so ImmuPro and Sleep Essence, they both have melatonin, okay, and they also have other goodies in them. So this one is full of immune supporting goodies. The base of this is Ningxia Red, so it's high in antioxidants. It also has in it, the Ningxia Wolfberry, that's the base of it. But it also has in it reishi mushrooms, which are used by Native Americans to help support the immune system, and a couple of other mushrooms. It has zinc, selenium, and copper, which are, and calcium, which are immune supporting minerals. So this is really great. I like this one when I travel. I take this one because I figure travel, I never sleep really well the first couple of nights. And with travel, our immune system is really challenged, especially if we're flying and we're in a hotel and are around lots of germs. Our immune system could use a little extra love. So what ImmuPro does is, with the melatonin, it helps you get into that deeper sleep state. And in the deeper sleep state, that's when your immune system turns on and works really well, and it has extra support in order for that to happen. Now, Sleep Essence has melatonin in it again. It has a little less. So ImmuPro has more melatonin, I'm pretty sure. I'm trying to read this. It's like I'm pretending I can read it. Yeah, ImmuPro has more melatonin than this does. Sleep Essence also has nervous system supporting oils in it. So it has valerian and vetiver and lavender. Okay, so this is fabulous. I use this if my cycle is off, my sleep cycle. It's just been off for a little bit. I just can't quite get back into the groove. I will use this for a few nights in a row, up to 7 or 10. And it just helps me get back into naturally sleeping well. That is one of the reasons I love these, by the way, guys. I just have to throw this out there. This is not a sleeping pill, okay? Sleeping pills affect your ability to fall asleep on your own. These support your body's wellness. They support your body to work optimally. So they help your body do what it's supposed to be doing, right? So they aren't addictive. Okay, so you don't use them you don't use them all the time. You want to use them periodically, but they will just help your body get back into the flow. ImmuPro Sleep Essence. Get each of them. Believe me, you'll thank me. Okay, now I have 4 oils that I want to share with you really quickly. The first one comes in the premium starter kit. Lavender. Do I need to say any more? Lavender. Bam. Incredibly calming. This is so lovely on the nervous system. It's great to make a linen spray out of it. I'll share a recipe with you. Okay, next one is cedarwood. Cedarwood is if you're a thinker. So if it's your thinking that keeps you awake at night, you need cedarwood, okay? A drop right at the base of the skull, right at the brainstem. Oh my word. This helps me. So my sleep challenge is waking up at 4 in the morning with all my demons. Do not do your best thinking at 4 in the morning, right? Cedarwood before bed helps me at 4 in the morning. Okay, so I don't have to do it at 4 in the morning, although I could, I just don't need to. I get up to go to the bathroom at 4, I come back to bed, I go right back to sleep. It's fabulous. The other 2 I want to share are both incredibly grounding oils. I can't recommend these enough. Vetiver and valerian. Now, vetiver is earth in a bottle. It is so viscous, you probably won't be able to get it out of the hole. It's so thick. It's thick and amazing. If you heat it up, it helps. But it is so grounding. Put this on your feet, especially if you tend to be really in your head and thinking and wired. This is amazing. Valerian is so powerful on the nervous system. I love this. I used to drink valerian tea all the time and it would knock me out. But I have to tell you, it smells like sweat socks. Yeah, having it as a tea, not good. I sucked it down. I had to put it in a sealable jar because the tea bags would stink in my kitchen. So am I selling this oil or what? Here's the thing. I always tell people you are not buying perfume. You would not use this oil for perfume. Oh my gosh, its effect is amazing. Put it on your feet. Put a roll-on on this so you never have to put it on your hands. Roll it on your feet, put on socks, you never have to smell it. And you are going to sleep so well. So I can't wait for you to experiment with this. All right, guys, that covers my 4 tips. First one, bedtime routine. Second one, excuse me, yoga. Third one, technology. Be conscious about your technology use right before bed. And the 4th one is Young Living products. Y'all, they're amazing. They're amazing. And when you feel like you don't have time for anything else, I really hope you have time for this, because that can make all the difference for you. All right, guys, comment below. I would love to hear what tip you learned or what thing you learned that you want to experiment with, you want to try. Share with us any ideas that you have for better sleep, anything that you've done that's really helped you sleep better, get a better quality, get more bang for your buck, right? Better quality for your sleep. And join us for the rest of the week. We're going to be talking about each of the tips individually, and we have a 3-day challenge coming for you at the end of the week. Thanks for joining me, everyone, and I can't wait to hear from all of you. Have a great day.